Hey guys, we're Jimmy Hand's parents, TRNT1 dad, and I guess that would make you TRNT1 mom, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Kim doesn't get on camera very much, and I'm forcing her to do this, so if she's beet red, that's why. We're making a video because we are going on our first multi-day trip with Jimmy. If you haven't seen one of our videos yet, Jimmy is a child with a rare genetic mutation, and the genetic mutation is TRNT1, hence TRNT1 dad and mom. He's the 47th person to ever have it. He has a trach because of it and tons of other medical complexities. So planning for any trip is difficult. This is our daughter, Brooklyn, who likes to ruin videos by walking through them. Say hi, Brooklyn. Great. TRNT1 sister joining in. So going with Jimmy anywhere is a challenge. Even going to my dad's house 4 minutes away, we still have to pack and bring a bunch of stuff. We are planning on going our first multi-day trip with him to Kansas City, Missouri to visit my dad's side of the family. We're gonna be gone for Thanksgiving for 3 days. So we needed to plan and prep to be gone, and that was a difficult process. And so this is going to be the first time that Kim actually talks to you guys, and she's going to tell you step one of getting ready for bringing a medically complex child on a multi-day trip.
So step one was making this list, writing everything down that we need, and then going over it several times. And I'll probably still be adding more to it and going over it even more times.
She created the list and then she had me check over it. We verified multiple times that we had everything that we needed. Having a good base to start out with, this is what we need, is a huge first step. Step two was getting everything laid out on the table so that we could see it visually, make sure that we're not forgetting anything, make sure that we're fully prepared for the entire trip. Step 2B, which was part of not laying anything out, but we needed to make sure that we had all of the meds that we needed to make it through the days for his trip. We're constantly refilling medications and needing things delivered to the house. Feeds is a big thing. You want to make sure that you have enough to make it through the trip. So just getting eyes on that, making sure we have everything and that we didn't need to make any last minute refills was important. But you need to plan for that days in advance, not just right before you're about to leave, because you need time to be able to get those meds if you need to. So step 3 is for planning travel storage. So this really relates more on if you have multiple children. We had to plan for where are we going to put Jimmy's stuff, where are we going to put the other kids' stuff, and how are we all going to fit in the car. We have a Honda Odyssey, which we should make a whole video about why we chose a Honda Odyssey, because Honda Odysseys are awesome and it's the only thing that fits all of our needs. But even with a minivan that's a pretty decent size, we cannot fit all of our stuff plus all of Jimmy's stuff in it. We need a whole back section just for Jimmy's stuff. So to make sure that we had enough space, we needed to we actually had to have racks installed on the top of her car because it didn't come with that. And then we got a travel bag that we're going to strap down and put all of our stuff on top of the car, which I'll get some, and the kids' stuff on the top of the car. So duffel bags, all their days worth of stuff will be up on top of the car because we don't need access to that. And then Jimmy's stuff will be in the car. So if we need to access any of it at any point, we'll have that.
If you have other children, I would pack them probably like the day before if you can. I packed my kids 2 days before. That way I can fully focus on Jimmy and what he needs. So after I laid everything out, I had these little containers, and I didn't want all his stuff just going around everywhere. So I put them in these containers, and then I put a label on the top, complete with medical tape, because I'm a medical mom. And then I have a tote box, so I'm going to put these down in the tote box. I'm not sure if everything will fit in there, but I'm going to try. And then, like I said, I still have stuff that I'm using, so I'll leave that out and still add to it as we go.
This is something that with any medical parents, you should always have one person who is highly organized because it's very helpful. I would not be this organized. I'd be scrambling at the last minute. But getting this stuff laid out is step one. But then having the ability to know what needs to go where and put it into the right section and have everything labeled and marked so that you can get to it efficiently is going to make our trip way easier, way less stressful. So kudos to Mom for being that person, because she's awesome at that.
So final step would be day of things. So like just making sure that you have everything that you need, checking your list multiple times, packing up the things that you can't pack up ahead of time. So like his ventilators, his charging things for like his suction. I'm gonna get like a little black cooler bag and put his milk for traveling in that, and then the medications that he needs for the road in that. I lost my train of thought.
A couple more little details. One is always communicate with your care team on where you're going to be and how long you're going to be there. We called the hospital and we let them know that we were planning on going on this trip, where we were going to be, and then we located the nearest hospital just in case anything happened. Letting them know you're going out of town is pretty important. They're not really going to do anything different, but it's always good to communicate overly with your medical providers. Something else that we didn't put in the video, but is honestly super important and kind of common knowledge, which is why it kind of escaped us, is always make sure that you have your emergency travel bag with you. And inside that emergency travel bag, have documentation, paperwork on your child, on what they need, their emergency contacts, all of that kind of stuff. Because if anything were to happen, you need to have that information with you. And last but not least is plan for contingencies. We luckily brought an extra day's worth of stuff because we almost got stranded in Missouri. We woke up on the day we were supposed to travel back, and it was a massive snowstorm. We handled it, we braved it, and we made it through, luckily, but we almost had to stay an extra day. And if we didn't bring that extra day of supplies, we would have been out of luck.
Ew.
And that's it. We're done. That's as much video as I can get out of her. She's done with me.
I know what else you want me to say about that. That's all that there is.
Okay. The outtakes for this one is going to be great.